Okay, so because we don't have presentation and the projects of this course, so you don't have 10% here. Okay, so when you submit your homework, and I will randomly check your solution of the homework. Of course, you have many homework for lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, lecture 4 also. So I just randomly pick up some of your homework and check your answers. So if yeah, you get the correct answers, I mean just most of them. Okay, so most of questions you have the correct answers, you get 10% extra point. Okay, and the final exams we have 100%. So totally you have 110%. Okay, I mean max. Yeah. Remember that it is a closed book exams. Okay, but you have one digit. So you can use your digit during the final exam. Okay, and remember that your digit should be written by hand, right? Written by hands. Okay, yeah, and the observers will check very carefully whether you use a written digit or I means yeah, just the other version of digit. Okay, so if you just print out my lectures, okay, uh, and then collect them to add into the digits, okay, it's wrong, you know. Remember that your digit must be written by hands. Okay, yeah, so this is the second point. Yeah, the first point we have the total score of the course is 110%, and the digits must be written by hands. And the third one, you know, you have 120 minutes for uh, your final exam time. I mean the time length is 120 minutes. Okay, remember that. Okay, I mean the time length of the final exams. Okay, so now we discuss about a bus conditions. Okay, so if you get at least 50%, you will pass this course. Okay, yeah, and of course you should pass all lab experiment. And you know Mr. Hill, he will guide you how to do the lab session, right? We have two lab sessions. The first one is synchronous machine, and the second one is induction machine, focusing on induction motors, right? Yeah. So please, when you finish, yeah. So when you finish the lab, you need to submit your lab report. Okay. Remember that to Mr. Hill. Okay. Again, when you finish the lab activities, you need to write the report. You need to submit your lab report to Mr. Hill, and Mr. Hill will mark, okay, your report. Yeah, and inform the result to me. Okay, yeah. So this is the bus condition. Now we discuss about the exam structure. Okay, yeah. So for the exam structure, you have two questions, two big questions. Okay, two big questions. The first one is for a synchronous machine. Yeah. So of course, when we talk about the machines, we have a synchronous motor, right? And synchronous generator. And the second question is a question one. And question two, we have induction machine. And we just focus on induction motor. Okay, yeah. So we have three objects: synchronous motor, synchronous generator, and and induction motors. Okay, so for every big question, we have many such questions, right? We have many such questions. A, B, C, D, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so please remember, you need to understand, you need to review the equivalent circuit, you know, of synchronous machine. Yeah, how can we draw the equivalent circuit? Okay, then how can we draw a vector diagram? Okay, vector diagram is the keyboard of synchronous machine operation. Okay, yeah, we have V phase. Yeah, we have V phase, we have EA. Yeah, we have armature resistance and synchronous reactance. Okay, and we also have different kind of lot, right? We have unity lot. Okay, unity lot means the power factor is 1. Okay, we have lagging lot. Okay, and we have leading lot. Okay, so according to different kinds of lots, you need to draw the vector diagram. Okay, you should mention about the power flow direction. Okay, for B, from leading to lagging, right? I mean the direction of B, and the direction of Q, the direction of reactive power from higher voltage, okay, to lower voltage. Okay, yeah, and we also discuss about I mean the power flow diagram. Okay, sorry, how can we calculate input powers, output power in due torque, right? A lot torque, okay, applied torque, okay, and efficiency, right? Total power losses. Okay, we have core loss, we have stator copper loss, we have rotor copper loss, blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we have many such questions of a big question one. Okay, with some knowledge here, you need to review very carefully. Okay, and yes, okay, and you need to know how to calculate power capability limit. Power capacities or capability limit. Okay, that means we have right, we have Q, we have B, right, and we have yeah, we have the limit stator current limit, right? Then we have the limit of right mover. Yeah, and we have yeah, we have rotor. Sorry, this is rotor, this is stator. We have stator current limit. Okay, this one is yeah, I forgot. This is stator, this is rotor. Okay, this is rotor. Yeah, this is rotor current limit. So we have these power capacities of power capability curve like this. Okay, here and here. Yes. Okay, so this is this power limit. Capability limit. Okay, and what else? Yeah, and of course you need to review okay, how to calculate the only how to calculate only the magnitude of AI. Okay, yeah, because sometimes we only have one voltage equation. Okay, one voltage equation of synchronous machine, but the question requires you to calculate the magnitude of AI or also delta, right? Also for delta. Yeah. So we need to know. Okay, we need to know how to modify the voltage equation to only calculate the magnitude of AI. Okay, and so on. Yeah. So this is some information, some knowledge you need to review for question 1. Okay. So now we go to question 2. But of course, question 2 is for induction motors. Okay, so we also have A, B, C, D, blah blah blah. Okay, so of course, the first of all, you need to understand the equivalent circuit of induction motors. Okay, how to draw a vector diagram. Okay, later on, I will teach you how to draw vector diagram of induction motors. Okay, this is the lecture today. Today lectures, right? We also calculate efficiencies, input powers, output powers, induced torque, right? Load torque. Okay, current I1, yeah, I2, overcomer. Okay, remember that for induction motor, you need to refer on rotor parameter. Okay, back to what? Back to stator. Okay, so you need to use A effect, right? A effect we discussed before. So A effects E turn ratio. That means A affects E, the ratio of N1 over N2 or NS over NR. NS is the number of turns at the stator windings, and NR is the number of turns at the rotor winding. Okay, so this step is very important, you know. Remember that you need to refer all rotor parameter back to the stator before you draw equivalent circuit. Okay, yeah. You also calculate power losses. Okay, power losses. We have delta B SCL, delta B RCL, for delta B core, delta B friction and windage, and we have delta B stray. Okay, yeah. And because this is the induction motor, so we have many kinds of speed. Okay, we have different speed. We have synchronous speed, rotor speed, slip speed, right? And we have also slip. Yeah, so we also have different frequency, right? Frequencies. We have FSE, this is the stator electric frequency. We have FRE, rotor electric frequencies. We have FR, this is rotor mechanical frequencies. Okay, and we know FR is at time FSE. Okay, yeah, remember that. And we also have different kind of power and different kinds of power we have input power, we have output powers, we have air gap power, we have converted power. Okay, yeah, and we know how to calculate induced torque. Okay, induced torque is air gap power over omega c, or if we use converted power, okay, we need to take it, okay, over omega r. Okay, and yeah, so on. So on. So, for example, you need to remember in your mind the equivalent circuits of sorry, induction motors. For example, here we have R1, here we have JX1, this one is I1, right? And then because this is equivalent circuits both phase, so this is V phase or V1. Okay, so here we have RC and J J JXM, right? Okay, and this one is I0, this is IM, this is IC. Okay, so here we have R2 overcomer, right? We have JX2 overcomer, and here we have R2 overcomer 1 minus S over S. Okay, and we have the current is I2 overcomer. Okay, yeah. So we can combine, yeah, we can combine this one and this one because R2 overcomer over S is R2 overcomer plus R2 overcomer 1 minus S over S. Okay, yeah. And the next one, you need to know how to calculate power factors of stator and rotor. Okay, that means we calculate theta S and theta R. After that, you can calculate cosine theta S and cosine theta R. Okay, and of course, I will discuss with you how to calculate, right? So theta S is the phase angles between V1 and I1. Here, V1 and I1. Okay, then we have theta R is the phase angles, right? Between here, okay, here is E1, right? E1. Between E1 and I2 overcomer, okay? Yeah, or we can base on, you can calculate theta R based on R2 overcomer over S and X2 overcomer. Okay, and so on. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah. Okay. So about the score. So question 1, 50%. Okay. Question 2, 50%. And okay. And I forgot to tell you, for these questions, yeah, sometimes I ask you about lab activities. Okay, yeah, okay, some such questions are relevant to lab activities. That means I ask you about how to make the synchronization of synchronous generator with the grid, right? Yeah, Mr. Hill also guide you how to synchronize the synchronous generator to the grid, right? How to measure the voltage, current, torque, okay, and how to understand the load behaviors. Okay, we have 3 kinds of load, right? Inductive load, capacitive load, and resistive load. Okay, yeah, so some lab activity will appear in the final exams. Okay, and I also ask you about some curve. Okay, for example, we have torque speed curve, right? Of induction machines or synchronous machine. Okay, Yeah, and I also ask you, I mean, this one for theory, for theory. Okay, you need to explain some lab activity, some curve, and some, mm, some table. Okay, yeah. And this is for theory of such questions. Okay, for Q1 and Q2. Okay, yeah. So don't worry if you do all homework, you review very carefully my lectures. Okay, at least you can pass this course with 4.0 German score. So if you've continued to repair very carefully about the content of this course, maybe you get 3.0 or 2.0. Sometimes, yeah, we also get 1.0. Okay, so for the histories of this course, very difficult to get, very difficult to get 1.0. Very difficult. Okay, and up to now, we have no one to get 1.0. Okay, yeah, 1.3 we have 1.7. Yeah, we have somewhat. Okay, but for 1.0, no. Okay, so now we have this repeatability statistics of the scores of this course. Okay, yeah. So the mean score is 3.0. Okay, the mean score is 3.0. So that means you have more than 50% to get 3.0. Okay, and the other 50% for less than 3.0. Okay, remember that. Yeah, that's all. Any questions so far? Thế bá. Mm, how about the others? Any questions? Okay, so if we have no questions, good luck for the final exam of this course, and we will start to study another course, the Master System in Automation. Okay, on the 17th of November. The first class is online class. After that, I will come back to with you, and we have on-site classes. Okay. Yeah. So now, okay, I will upload about exam structure into VGU Moodle. Okay, for your information. Okay. Yeah. Now we continue to we continue to study lecture 3 and lecture 4 because you don't have enough time